In a world where glory is measured by goals and greatness by fame, few would walk away from it all. But Philip Mulryne did just that. Once a rising star on the football pitch, now a servant at the altar of Christ. This is the remarkable story of the man who traded the roar of Old Trafford for the silence of the sanctuary. Born in Belfast in 1978, Philip Mulryne grew up during troubled times, but even amid the tension, he found joy on the football pitch. His talent was undeniable, graceful, sharp, and focused. By the time he was turning 14, he was already on the radar of some of the biggest clubs in the United Kingdom. At just 16, he joined the legendary Manchester United Academy. He shared the dressing room with future icons such as David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, among others. For most, it was the dream, and for a while, it was for Philip too. He made his senior debut in 1997. Sir Alex Ferguson saw the promise, but in a squad brimming with talent, minutes on the pitch were rare. He had the technique, the vision, but maybe not the consistency. Still, when you're in that dressing room, you've made it. You are living the dream. Seeking more game time, Mulryne transferred to Norwich City. It was here that he played some of his best football with over 150 appearances, promotion to the Premier League and caps for Northern Ireland. But beneath the surface of success, something was missing. The cars, the parties, the money, it all brought fleeting joy. The more he gained, the more he felt empty. In his late 20s, injuries and form saw his career falter. Contracts became shorter, the spotlight dimmed, and in that stillness, questions began to rise. What was it all for? What was his purpose beyond the pitch? It wasn't a lightning strike moment, but a gradual awakening, a quiet whisper in the soul that would not go away. He started reading more, talking about faith. At first, we thought it was just a phase, but he was searching for something deeper, something we couldn't quite understand. Mulryne reconnected with his Catholic faith. What started as a quiet prayer became regular mass, spiritual reading, and contemplation. He began volunteering with the homeless and the poor in Belfast. In serving others, he found peace that had eluded him in his years of fame. It was then that he felt the unmistakable call to priesthood, not just to believe, but to serve fully. In 2009, he entered seminary. He gave up everything, luxury, notoriety, his whole life, to follow a path that demanded humility and discipline. He came in not as a footballer, but as a brother, and he was one of the most dedicated students we ever had. Quiet, thoughtful, always seeking the truth. In 2012, he joined the Dominican Order, an order known for its intellectual tradition, simplicity, and community life. For someone used to stadiums and crowds, the cloister was worlds apart. On July 8, 2017, in a solemn ceremony in Dublin, Philip Mulryne was ordained as a Catholic priest. As hands were laid on his head, he wasn't becoming someone new. He was becoming who he was always meant to be. The hands that once curled free kicks now lifted the Eucharist. The voice that once called praise now offered absolution. His life, once about winning, was now about giving. Today, Father Philip Mulryne serves in Cork at St. Mary's Priory Church. He preaches, listens, walks with the suffering. His days are filled with simplicity, but his heart is full. It's just real. You'd never know he played for United. He listens, he cares, and he's helped bring a lot of people back to faith. He still talks about football, but now it's only ever in passing. because in the game of life he found the one thing that never fades: purpose. Fame, fortune, the cheers of thousands, all left behind for the quiet whisper of God's call. Philip Mulryne reminds us that sometimes the most courageous journey is the one that leads us home.